Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing an install on the Can Am Renegade XMR 1000R. We're going to put the RJWC Neutrino rear taillights on the machine. This is going to replace the little reflectors that are on the end. Also provide kind of like a daytime running halos on the back along with the LED brake lights. So pretty cool looking product. We're going to see how it looks on the machine, so let's jump into the install.
All right guys, here we're going to do a quick unboxing of the Neutrino, I believe that's how you pronounce it, tail lights from RJWC, and these are for the Can Am Renegade G2 rear. Packaging's kind of cool. Set that aside. We got some zip ties, some hardware there, and looks like some instruction, link for some instructions. Looks like we've got some pigtail wiring harnesses, and then we got the tail lights. It's got the RJWC logo embossed on the back. These are the smoked LEDs, and then also with these, to replace the reflector on the back of the machine, we've got a light that's going to take its place, and also these have a halo ring to kind of set it off and clean up the back a little bit. I think they're going to look really good. So let's get into the installation. All right guys, so once you get the QR code, you're going to scan it with your phone, and it's going to take you a link to a Dropbox, and there's your instructions available on the internet. So I'm going to scan through these, and we're going to start the installation of these taillights on the Renegade. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the pigtail connection here for the rear taillight. See, we've already got some dirt and dust and debris in there. So we'll probably go ahead and put some dielectric grease there, and we're going to remove the reflector here, and that's going to take an 8mm socket. So we'll go ahead and get that removed here. I'm just using a ratchet with an extension. We're just going to hold the outside of the reflector, get it started, and then just go ahead. I'm just spinning the tail light here to get it off, or tail light, the reflector here, just to get it off. You can see I got that off there. And there's the nut. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the light from the housing on the left side. It's supposed to go counterclockwise, and on the right side it's supposed to go clockwise. So on, I guess this would be the starter side, we're just going to twist this around counterclockwise like that. And it's a little tricky. And then your light is going to come right out the rear of the machine. So these steps you're just going to repeat on both sides. So this would also probably be a good time just to go ahead and get these areas tidied up, since there's already some mud and things like that in there. So we'll get that cleaned up, and then we'll move on. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the electrical connection, and this is going to be the connector that's going to go into our factory plug there for our tail light. If this gray connector here, if you have, I think maybe some models would have turn signal actuation, that would be the plug for that. But since we don't, we're going to go ahead and leave that plug in there. And then these will be the connections right here to the back of our tail lights that we're going to install. I'm going to go ahead, I already got some dielectric grease in there. I'm going to do the same for these connections, and then we'll go ahead. All right, so we are going to start with the reflector replacement here. Now, if you have the turn signals, you'll need this adapter here on the back. On the model I have, which is a US model, we're just replacing the reflector with a light. So this will work just fine. The problem is, and I'm going to pull you guys around here. All right guys, so as you can see, I'm going to try to hold my light here. With this reflector replacement, we have to accommodate this power wire. So what we're going to do is use the adapter that come with it. For example, if you're running the turn signals, we're gonna place that here, put the bolt through, and then use that hole as a reference as to where to drill a hole in this plastic. All right, so we're gonna use the adapters they gave us with the, and these will be if you have turn signals, but we're gonna line this hole up here with the hole in the existing taillight housing. And we're just gonna make us a center line here, because we're gonna need to drill a hole in this part of the taillight. So I'm just using a step bit here. I'm gonna get it centered up as best I can. And I'm just gonna drill it big enough that I can fit this wire through. And I think that's probably good. So yeah, we can fit our connector through our wire through. So we'll go ahead and feed this section through the existing factory taillight, line up our threaded portion there, and then we'll put our 8mm nut that we took off the reflector and go ahead and button that part up. So to install the main taillight portion here, we are going to basically install that as we took out the old one. You can see there's a couple slots there. So we're gonna line this up and then turn it either clockwise or counterclockwise depending on which side that you're doing. So in this case, we're just turning it counterclockwise and then we're done. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and finish making our electrical connections. One of these has like 2 pins, one has 4. So we're gonna try the 2-pin connector here first on the, this would be the reflector side. And you can only install these one way. So we'll go ahead and finish that up and then install this one on the other side. So I got these wires hooked up and I intentionally wired them up backwards so you can see the difference. If you have turn signals and you hook the wires up backwards, you can see that we're lighting up the brake light and the turn signal. So we're gonna have to go ahead and swap the wires so we get the halo effect and the brake light. All right, so I flip-flop the wires and you can see now we have the halo effect, and I'll hit the brake light. So it's real simple. If you hook those wires up wrong, you'll know exactly how to fix it. All right, guys, there's the finished product. As you can see, you know, they are blacked out. Looks pretty cool. Let's go ahead and flip on and see what the halos look like. So there should be your, you know, like your normal running mode with your tail lights, and then here's your brakes. All right, one last look, guys. Check them out. Check them out. Those RJWC Neutrino LED headlights look fantastic. They complement the machine very well. Almost looks like they should be factory. But my only complaint with them at all is they're freaking expensive. I got these Black Friday. I think they were 30, maybe even 40% off. And even then I was like, they're so expensive, but they look so good. And if I had to pay full price, no friggin' way. But they're on the machine, they look good. If you guys have any questions on the install, hit me up on my email, squatchreloading@gmail.com. We are still on Facebook and Instagram as well, I think, at Squatch Reloaded. So find us over there. If you like these videos, hit that subscribe button, hit the share button, hit the like button. Really helps us out. But yeah, that's gonna wrap this one up. So until next time, guys, God bless.